And another reason. Okay, game.
Oh, I am so putting that in the video.
Hello
everyone.
Welcome back to our channel, Moving Up North. And before we continue with today's video, we just wanted to thank you all to our family, friends, and new friends for your incredible support.
And to our family in the UK, I'm so sorry I didn't mention it, but no, we did not forget you guys.
Hello, Amy. Yeah, so for today's video, a lot of you have asked why we chose Calgary. So that's what we're gonna talk about today.
Well, Calgary is not one of the more common places that foreigners move into to Canada. Obviously, I think a lot of you guys know the two most popular places are Toronto and Vancouver. All right. So we have actually quite a few reasons why we actually feel Calgary might be actually one of the best places or first port of entry to Canada to sort of like establish yourself.
I also look for universities where I think I'd have chances. So in the end, I applied in 4 different universities. 2 of them are in Alberta. One is Calgary and one is University of Alberta. And 2 of them are in Ontario. So one is Western and McMaster. So when the results came in, I was accepted in 2 universities with funding, waitlisted in 1, and outrightly rejected in 1. But that's okay, because that actually made things easier for us because we have now 2 universities to choose from. So in the end, I chose University of Calgary because I think that their offer is more suitable towards our goals. So they offered a 2-year program with funding. And I think that at this point, we made a good choice. I made a good choice in terms of university because everyone in the program is so supportive. My classmates are great, the professors are great.
So those are the reasons, at least educational or uni-wise, why we picked Calgary. I mean, there were a lot of other reasons as well. We did a lot of research. And we found Calgary, or specifically Alberta in itself, a really good option for us to start. Now, when we go there, I mean, G's going to be a student. I have to work, right? So I have to find a job. And so things like expenses and all that are really important. So these are one of the things that we considered. But we'll list out some of the reasons. Now, we are basically listing out these reasons while we are still in Singapore. We are not in Calgary. We haven't had a chance to really see if the reasons that we gave are actually true. This is basically what we've done or what we found out via research. All right, so for the very first reason, and by the way, these are not in any order at all, is that Alberta does not actually have a provincial tax. So in certain provinces in Canada, they have certain provisional tax on top of things like your GST as well as your federal tax.
Okay, so another reason that's related to the tax issue is that the cost of living. So in terms of cost of living among Canadian cities, what we saw online is that Calgary is number 7 in terms of that. The most expensive cities are number 1 in Toronto, and number 2 is Vancouver. So that's actually why a lot of people also within Canada are moving to Calgary.
All right, and the next reason, and you're going to realize that a lot of this has got to do with cost, right? But yeah, so the province of Alberta actually has one of the highest minimum wage, if not the highest minimum wage, at about 15 Canadian dollars per hour. So yeah, we thought that this was a really good balance because overall cost of living is lower, but it has one of the highest minimum wage, whereas places like Ontario or even British Columbia, they've got a lower minimum wage, yet their cost of living is actually a bit higher.
Okay, another reason is nature. When you think of Canada, what comes to your mind? It's usually a lot of beautiful lakes, mountains, and one of the most popular lakes or mountains in Canada is Banff. And Banff is about an hour drive away from Calgary. Another popular destination is Jasper. That's about 5 hours away from Calgary. And there's also the Olympic, the Olympic indoor skating rink or something. Like so that's one of the most popular skiing places in Canada.
And for me, coming from Singapore, I mean, I'm born in Singapore. G has been here for about 10, 11 years now. Singapore has a lot of good nature parks and all that, no doubt. But it's one of the smallest countries in the world. The whole thought of being in really big open spaces, big mountain ranges, for me, that's unheard of. So I think that would be a nice change of scenery for us, and maybe, hopefully might force us to be a bit more outdoorsy than usual. All right, and the next reason basically is public transport. So in Singapore, we have one of the most efficient public transports in the world, so we're kind of used to that. In Singapore, you don't really need a car most of the time. And of course, going to Calgary, a lot of expenses are involved. Like I said, I need to look for a job. One of the things that we are trying to see that we can do without is buying a car immediately. So looking at Calgary, the way that public transport is sort of, the infrastructure is done, it's, according to some of the people that I've spoken to, it's actually pretty good. You can actually kind of survive without a car most of the time. We're still trying to see if that's really true. Like for example, in the uni to downtown, which is their city area, it's only about 4 stops away. They do have a lot of things like delivery for groceries and all that. So we'll see if it's possible. We don't know yet, but I think we have a good chance.
Yeah, especially during winter. We don't know how we're gonna deal with having to wait for buses in the cold. But yeah, in the websites and in the threads that we see, they said that it's doable, so we hope we can survive that.
Well, any of you, if you've ever lived in Canada or been to Canada, or specifically even Calgary, do let us know your experience. Is it possible? We are really, really curious. And the last reason for the video, I'm sure there are more reasons, I maybe just can't remember them right now. So actually, Calgary is actually listed number 1 in the cleanest cities in the world. Now, Singapore has always prided itself, the whole tagline, clean and green Singapore. And yes, Singapore is extremely clean, extremely beautiful. But I was surprised to find out Singapore is actually ranked 5th. I'm sure it's a lot more than just being clean. I'm sure there are other conditions like how we handle recycling and all that makes Calgary actually number 1. And my understanding is they do have a really good system for recycling. We will find out more about that later on. So I hope we addressed a lot of the questions that were asked. And if you do have any more questions, please feel free to drop a question in the comment section below, or even follow us on Instagram and just drop us a DM there. We will be happy to reply you. But of course, we've got all the concerns. We are still super excited, and we have waited ages. We were supposed to move in August last year. Everything got delayed. I don't need to explain why. But we are super excited. We are very, very soon, only like a month-ish away. We can't wait. But
if you like this video, hit the like icon, and it would mean the world to us if you subscribe to our channel.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.